65-year-old Harold never imagined that he would embark on a crazy journey because of the words of a supermarket cashier. That day, he was just going to the supermarket to buy milk. But at the checkout, he heard the cashier say, "The most important thing in the treatment of a terminal illness is not the medication, but the belief." This statement was like a stone that broke his peaceful life. Harold remembered his first girlfriend, Quinny, who was suffering from cancer. He decided to walk 1,000 kilometers from the most southwestern part of England to the most northeastern part of the country to see her for the last time. When he set off, he didn't have much cash with him. He had left his cell phone at home. He was still wearing a pair of leather shoes that weren't suitable for the trip. On the envelope he was going to send to Quinny, he wrote the words, "Wait for me," and set off on his journey without a second thought. If you are confused and anxious about your life, you must see this movie. Harold has been trapped for half his life, busy and ordinary. The gears of fate seem to have rusted long ago, but this journey has given him an unexpected turn in his life. However, for an old man who has hardly ever traveled long distances, the journey is a difficult one. It takes all of Harold's strength just to get out of the town he is in. He knows there is no turning back. He calls his wife, who is waiting for him at home at a payphone. On the other end of the line, the wife, who has been told that her husband has done this madness for another woman, exasperates her and says, "This is ridiculous. Come home," and hangs up. With the despondency of not being understood, Harold turned around and continued to walk. Since then, he went rain or shine, every step in his heart. It wasn't long before Harold's ankles were covered in scrapes. A little girl passing by blurted out, "You stink," and made him realize that the journey was much tougher than he had imagined, and he had to start planning his trip carefully. Harold's relationship with his son had always been bad. He had put too much pressure on his son, causing him to get into a drug habit. The two of them were constantly attacking each other, until one day Harold came home from work to find that his son had committed suicide because of the stress. From then on, his wife Maureen had always complained about him, feeling that he had never really loved his son. After his son's death, Harold had a nervous breakdown in the company's warehouse, spilling countless expensive bottles of wine. His female co-worker Quinn helped him to bear the responsibility of the death. Harold felt guilty about Quinny, but the two of them didn't see each other again for 20 years, until Quinny wrote to tell him she had cancer. Harold wanted to answer the letter, but didn't know where to begin. Walking in the sunshine, thinking of Quinny's face and the words in the letter, he finally decided to do something for her. So he set off on this long and difficult pilgrimage. And Maureen, waiting at home, could not bear the torment of her thoughts and rang the neighbor's doorbell.